You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here today, and it's another time. It's Monday, and we have Thanksgiving on Thursday. So before you get too busy with the eating of turkey, I want you to enjoy our special guest. We have a special guest, Amita Sharma. She is the founder of NourishDoc. You can go to the website, NourishDoc.com. And I just want to invite her to share her professional background of how she got to where she is with NourishDoc.com, because not only is she all about holistic wellness and helping you understand your potential, true potential health, she's going to help educate some of the taboo and other stuff that people always have questions about. So further, I want to say to you, Amita, thank you for your time today. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving week for all of us here. Super excited. I admire the work that you're doing and you're bringing new stories. So I happen to be the lucky one here. So let's go for it.
Well, let's start out with what prompted you to say, let's get going with this NourishDoc, because I know you're the co-founder of it, but you also play a heavy role on the business side. So from professional lens, what kind of prompted you to take this journey?
So there were multiple things. My personal experience, I was going through perimenopause. I had no clue what perimenopause is. That's number one. Then came the COVID happened. I was free, happened to be free. My contract finished from work, started looking deeper into, overall holistic lifestyle, which I personally, kind of practiced myself. And then I realized, this phase of a woman's life, beyond the reproductive years, we really, as a community, or even in the world, if I may say so, not really pay attention to the, after the reproductive years, the fertility, so to speak, right? And the link of, and then we look at our seniors, 65 plus. Right. And we talk all the time about the rising cost of chronic condition, trillions of dollars in the United States, all that stuff. Like if you look at all the, where the money is going, the trillions of dollars are going on chronic condition. And actually for women, there is a link towards the lack of perimenopausal care when they are much younger, in their 40s, to rise of chronic condition when they get older, 65 plus and above. So all those things started occurring to me is that, we haven't as a society talked and researched about this topic, and we think of it as a taboo, women included. I'm not saying about men alone. Stigma attached to it. When, mid-age women, they at work, 50 plus, they think, oh my God, my career is probably over. All those things are happening. We talk about anti-aging. We talk about discrimination for aging in corporate world. We never talk about openly why it is happening, what women are going through in their physical bodies, and then it is translating into the mental and the emotional and the relationships and the society and all those things about it. It's a very complicated, convoluted discussion that is not just menopause, right? It's more about that. It's about the whole community and the society and everything. And that's what I really want people to understand when I do these podcasts.
And when you said what you said moments ago, it kind of gave me a picture like a domino effect. Once we push it forward and the first one falls, it just kind of continues to fall. But when you think about
absolutely.
When you think about self-care, how does that play when a woman in mid-age health issues are dealing with new situations where she has to pay attention now more carefully with her health? What's some of the roles that self-care can play in managing that?
It's huge, right? First of all, most of the women, if you think about a 40-year-old, 40-something woman, I should say that. Now, in today's day and age, it might be different, but, where in my kind of thing, a 40-plus-year-old woman probably has a couple of kids if she's married, typical. I'm talking generalization here, not everyone. In today's day and age, I said it's different. And now you probably have kids and you're also working and you're stretched so far in with the work and the family and the taking care and the money, you have no time for self-care. That's the problem. To your question, the role of self-care, yeah, it plays a huge, if you have the time, if you have the resources, if you have the money to do all that. So, but the main issue in this country is the time. Yeah. Right, for a mid-aged woman, I talk about a mid-aged woman here, and then that discrepancies happen as per the ethnic groups. We know that some of the groups, marginal communities, have more aggravated symptoms going through the menopause because lack of resources. Because they have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make and meet, and because of the obesity level. So yes, absolutely, self-care is paramount. Absolutely, yes. But most of the women that I have, interviewed, about 3,000, 4,000 of them, lack the time during that phase of their life, because of all the other responsibilities that they have, caring for their kids and the families, and sometimes their sandwich generation, caring for their parents, all those things, all of the above. Plus, the financial stress is ridiculously high during that phase of life, right? We all know that. We don't retire. Then we can say, okay, So I think it's very complicated. Yes, self-care works. But do you have the time? Do you have the means? Do you have the resources? Do you know what to do? All of the above.
When someone's listening to this and they're like, yeah, I wish you could see my calendar, because where do I start? Where I start to find any time? When you've been able to study all those different lives or busy schedules, what has seemed to be a common thread of how they've been able to find pockets of time, because everyone has a routine that's daily. But when you have a necessity, sometimes you have to sacrifice cutting things in order to make room for what is important.
That's what you have to do, and that's what I did, right? Cutting down on some of the social, parties or whatever, really, honestly, and paying attention to what your body, what your mind, what is going on, and really paying attention to yourself, making time for some nature walks, or being with nature, or taking a holistic lifestyle, eating healthy, movement. So I think the whole thing changes. And for me personally, I had to do that. I had to almost start with, not that I let go of my old friends. That's not the point. The point is that when you start doing all these changes, the holistic lifestyle changes, you start, then, the whole thing changes, because what you thought 10 years back when you were in 30s, late parties, doesn't work when you're in your 40s, because the reason is the alcohol is a trigger for women. That's the reason for the hormonal imbalance, the things that you can get away doing young, you can't get away now. The caffeine is a trigger for hormonal imbalance, and it's going to get worse if you start having this kind of lifestyle of alcohol or late night sleeping, not following with the circadian rhythm. So you have to follow the circadian rhythm. When it's day, you are awake. When it's night, you're asleep, right? You're not an owl. And then following some kind of a regimented daily routine on every single day. That's how you start doing it. You might not have the time, but hey, you can wake up like 10 minutes earlier. Have a herbal tea as an example. Put some ginger and turmeric, anti-inflammatory herbs. It's going to help reduce the inflammation in your body as an example, right? Put some herb spices. 10 minutes. You can do a little bit of a simple sun salutation in the morning, or simple breathing technique as an example. All right. Learn to prep up on Saturday and Sunday some of the cooking that you could try to do a healthy cooking during the week and just do the prep work over the weekend or order some of the other things. So these are the little things that women, if they want to take care of themselves, they need to shift their schedules and start planning to take care of themselves. And that's what self-care is all about.
Once again, listening and watching, I'm Refocused Radio. We're talking to our guest today, Amita Sharma. You go to her website, NourishDoc.com. She's the co-founder of NourishDoc, and we're talking about holistic wellness platform and all the subcategories. But one thing I want to point on is years doing this show, I always see a common thread of people who are very successful, and that is they have systems. And one thing that I always been able to see and observe is that at some point the system breaks, and that's a trigger to say it's time to develop better systems to actually operate better. Would you say that this is something that mid-aged women are able to say, okay, my previous system has probably got me to this point. This new system will contribute to a more healthier lifestyle?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have a system. Otherwise, you'll break down. That is the truth for specifically for women going through perimenopause journey because of the body that starts changing, and you sometimes have no control. Unless you have some kind of a systems in place, you will not be able to navigate this journey with the sort of without any interruptions, I should say that, without any bumps. It's going to get a bumpy ride because that's the nature of the ride. So you need to buckle up and be prepared for as much as you can. That's right.
You see the difference of different needs of different women, diverse culture, communities, backgrounds, circumstances. What do you see NourishDoc playing a role in, if not just nationally, but internationally, helping women from all different cultures and circumstances being able to fine-tune what can work for their personal life as you navigate a very complex web of circumstances?
So we know there's a lot of data that talks about, to your point, that this journey is different as per different ethnic groups. I have the data for United States as an example. The age itself can be different. For Caucasian women, 51, 52. When you look at Latino and African Americans, 47, 48. For Asian, Indian is about 46, 47. And some of the Muslim women in Sudan is 43, 44. And then so are the symptoms are completely different. Like Japanese women don't get hot flashes versus a Latino and an African woman has aggravated hot flashes because of the lifestyle. Direct correlation of what the lifestyle and they have had over the last, whatever years or decades comes into play when you're going through this journey. And some of the other ethnic group have more musculoskeletal pains, So it's a huge different all over the map as per the ethnic groups that come in, the age and the different symptoms. Now we are trying to design a holistic wellness, keeping cultural sensitivity into play. Right. So when I see they use cultural sensitivity in terms of language, in terms of their dietary habits, in terms of some of the symptoms that they might be going through because they belong to a certain ethnic group could be completely different. So we're trying to do as much as we can within this complicated web to personalize it. Now, give them the recommendations as personalized as can be without prescriptions, right? We are not a prescription platform here. We are a wellness platform here. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. But like you said, it is very complicated. It's not an easy task to give a personalized recommendation, a completely different to a Japanese woman, as an example, who's been on a soy diet for her generations, and she doesn't get hot flashes, but she's going to get something else versus someone else. Now, her needs are completely different. So the starting point for each one of them is based on where they are. We try to meet them in that and try to give them the right sort of like a toolkit to start embarking on that journey. Now, if they need more, then of course they can go one-on-one. The next level would be lab testing and making sure you consult with a naturopathic doctor or someone who can give you exactly its own precision and based on science. what's going on in your body and all these hormonal imbalances, so to speak.
And you said a key word, science, using this as a tool to not just educate women their options, because there's different holistic approaches when it comes to therapy and meditation and how we are choosing what to feed ourselves. Like you said, if you take more time on the weekend to prep your meals for the week, there's different approaches. How have you seen NourishDoc be able to capitalize on opportunities of having different steps for them to take versus the cookie cutter, like, just 5 minutes of this and 5 minutes of that, and you feel better?
No, I think, everybody is different, right? I might not like meditation. As an example, I can't sit still, just giving an example, right? So I might benefit from doing simple kind of a more movement-based, a little bit moving-based exercise, so to speak, versus someone else, who wants to calm herself or restorative. So I think it depends on every person, what type of diet, what type of movement, So what we have is all type of different suggestions, so to speak, like, for example, from yoga to Pilates, to Qigong, to sound healing, to meditation, or to just listening to simple music. So that the whole idea is that women can help themselves relax and get their cortisol levels down, because during this phase of their life, they get very stressed out because all the reasons we just discussed earlier, right? It's not only the hormone fluctuations, it's the other things that are kind of adding to the pile of, the family and all the work and the financial, all these stress that keep adding to it. So our job as a NourishDoc, as a platform, is to give as many options as possible, but they are all rooted in science. They all have some kind of an evidence that this particular holistic therapy will help them to achieve X versus what they're trying to achieve. So we are trying to show, okay, you could do acupressure, you can do a simple tapping, you can do essential oils to calm yourself, you can listen to a hypnotherapy sessions, you could do a simple meditation, you could do sound healing, you could do this. So our job is to show all this and then give them whatever they think that was more appropriate to them, right? As a platform. And they all have evidence. We all know that sound music is a therapy. We all know that, as an example, right? Or meditation, meditation has an amazing power. Even breathing, simple breathing techniques can help women. Learning about how to breathe properly can help them.
When someone's listening to this, a woman, it's like, okay, I heard enough. You got me. Let's go to the website, NourishDoc.com, and get the process started. When they see the options that they have and resources that they have available to them, the health coaches, the doctors, the experts answering questions, to even access to groups, explain a little bit some of the resources that come as a benefit joining the journey with NourishDoc, being by their side.
Absolutely. So the first journey to start with is a self-serve. Some women, they're not ready to go with the expert counseling or the consultation or anything. First is the awareness that, a lot of the women I have researched don't even know what to expect during this journey. So first is the self-serve. You understand what perimenopause, menopause is, what kind of different dietary habits or dietary changes that you have to make, lifestyle changes you have to make. And then as per each concern or symptom, we have programs, very detailed, comprehensive program that are not just watching, that they're also kind of more intuitive and asking you the questions. So that's a step number one. Now, if you want to say, okay, I want to consult with someone, what is relevant for me personally, then we have lab testing companies, so to speak. We can send you an at-home lab test, but depending on what you want to get tested, and then pair you with some kind of a coach, whether it is, like I said, if you want more involved, it could be a naturopathic doctor. If you want a certain simple journal coaching on emotional, it could be a simple, like a therapist or a simple coach. So depending on that, we have a network of professionals who you can pair up with and get to the next level after you understand the awareness. So with the lab testing, plus a consultation. And then the third thing we have is supplements and some of the products, because sometimes you need, as a woman, some kind of a supplement to help you make up for all the loss of hormones that are depletion of the hormones that's happening during this journey, so to speak. So you need some supplements. But now the whole idea is you don't start taking supplements by yourself. You want to take the right type of supplements. Right? So you need coaching for that. And what you need as far as which supplement, that will depend on the lab testing when you do, and the deficiencies that are in your, by doing a saliva or the urine or the blood test. So all that is a journey. And that's what we are providing, so that the woman feels very comfortable and confident, we being their companion during this journey and giving them the right information that is not biased, is unbiased.
And they say knowledge is power. And it sounds like this is a very structured way of looking at holistic health, versus sometimes we hear holistic health as a PDF in a Zoom call. And this sounds a little bit more deeper than that. So being able to have access to professionals and people in the health industry, doctors, how does that help create trust for your clients, knowing that NourishDoc is actually going deeper than just a Zoom call?
Absolutely. See, the thing is, most of it right now, if you look at it, it's not like the menopause just got invented now. Women have been living, right, for Adam and Eve. So most of the companies are like, okay, talk to a gynecologist, like what we are used to, all of us, and tell the gynecologist, oh, you're having whatever, and the prescription will come to your door, right? That's the solution, majority of them. And I'm not saying there is anything wrong, but you're not going deeper into it. Menopause is not just a prescription that you can take a medicine and it will go away. It is much more than that. It is your emotional thing that's happening to you. It is your financial thing. There could be a loss of libido. Your relationships can also get strained during that. So you need to go deeper. And that is why what we have done by doing all this research is embrace a holistic lifestyle. Unless you don't embrace a holistic lifestyle, even if you could be on the best of the medication or the HRT, you will not be able to navigate this journey, right? So that is really the intent. You have to go deeper. It is not a 7-minute, 2-minute prescription. You go into the doctor, you come out and you take a pill and, oh my God, everything is fine. That's not going to happen during this journey. I'll tell you that. It's not a headache. It's a recurring headache that's going on 10 years. It's not a cold or a cough, right? Yeah. And people have to understand what it is. And people don't understand. They think, oh, I'll take a pill and I'll be fine. No, you have to do this. Otherwise, you will not be fine.
Once again, listen, I'll be Refocused Radio watching us on YouTube with our guest, Amita, Sharma. And you can go to the website, NourishDoc.com. She's the co-founder of NourishDoc. And we've been talking about holistic wellness and about all the platform and resources. As we wind this down, when you look at the opportunities of how NourishDoc can have a global impact, what some ways that other doctors, professionals can possibly provide more help and assistance as you are helping women on their holistic journey?
Absolutely. Yes. A lot of MDs have gone into functional medicine. What they call is integrating the holistic and the normal medicine. So we bring them on board as well. There are so many MDs that are going into lifestyle medicine, integrative medicine, functional medicine, incorporating acupuncture as part of their practice. All this is happening in today's day and age, which is great, because at the end of the day, it benefits whether men or women. It doesn't matter. In our case, it's women, right? So we benefit.
Well, once again, if you're listening to this, you need to go to the website and share it with someone you know, because we all know someone that's important to us. It's someone that probably needs to check out this website, and that's NourishDoc.com. I'm talking to Amita Sharma. If anything that I left out, if there's additional resources or consultation that our viewers, listeners can benefit from, what will you tell them?
No, I think the only thing I will tell is self-care is not selfish. Self-love is not selfish. Start investing in yourself, investing in your mind, body, and soul for women as well as men. I would say that. And specifically in the mid-age is not the end of the journey. It's the start of a beautiful new journey that you rediscover yourself and reinvent yourself and empower yourself. That's what I would tell.
Like I always want to say to our guests, Amita, thank you for your time.
Thank you.